We got another email. We got Sal Senicola scheduled to join us here in about 10 minutes. This email is from my man Mike from Michigan. He says, Billy, I just found out that Canelo Alvarez is once again fighting somebody who is way smaller than him. WTF. I don't see this being in any way good for the possibility of a Canelo versus Triple G fight, do you? And since you believe Canelo to be an all-time great, and I said he's a good young fighter. Come on. He says he has to have some type of advantage against whoever he fights. And even though Khan is way, way smaller, I feel Khan could really win this fight. In fact, first of all, before I go on, every fighter today wants an edge. I can't stand it. So I hear you. I feel your pain. He says, in fact, I hope he does win. I don't even like Khan. It just makes me so sick that boxing, what it's like now. Billy, I might have to stop watching boxing altogether and just read books I've already read and watch fights I've already seen because the politics of this sport are so sickening now. Also, Oscar's starting to let me down. While Canelo versus Khan is interesting, it's still a semi-small welterweight fighter fighting a guy who comes into the ring weighing nearly 180 pounds. It's bewildering to me, Billy C. If Oscar wants to give the fans what they want, give us Canelo versus Triple G. And if that was actually going to happen late this year, why would you pick Khan? Wouldn't you want a true tune-up fight to get you ready for your next opponent? Tell me how the hell does Khan get Canelo ready for Triple G? To me, all this means is Canelo versus Triple G is dead in the water. It makes me so mad that Triple G is trying so hard to unify the division, and the fighters that hold BS belts and are considered champions won't even fight him no matter how much money is shoved down their throats. I'm pissed about this one, Billy C. I'll make a prediction right now. Khan beats Canelo, then vacates, then nobody has to fight Triple G. Man, oh man, this is frustrating. Also, with 17 different weight divisions, 18 including Canelo's new 155-pound weight class, do we really need catchweights? What's happened to a guy who had the balls, the pride, and the willingness to fight anybody? What happened to that? I'm so mad at this. I have no way to vent besides throwing you this email and hitting the heavy bag and pretending it's Floyd's face. How does Floyd get in this? Come on, I can't stand Floyd either, but he has nothing to do with this. Mike kills me. He says, please tell me there's some hope for Canelo versus Triple G to happen because it sure doesn't seem like it, does it? All right. The Canelo Alvarez versus Amir Khan fight's been announced, signed, sealed, and delivered. It's taking place May 7th. I agree with Mike about the catchweight. I said it earlier. I can't stand it. He's wearing the WBC World Middleweight title belt. If Canelo feels comfortable weighing 155 and he wants to come in at that weight, then fine. What you have here is you have a guy in Canelo Alvarez that feels more comfortable in drying out, losing that 15, 20 pounds to dry out than he feels his opponents can. And when he rehydrates and he weighs 175 pounds for the fight, he feels that he'll be stronger, especially if he feels that a fighter has to struggle to make that weight. Now, on Amir Khan's case, he's actually moving up in weight. So, yes, Canelo is fighting a smaller guy. But he's not doing anything different than Floyd does with his cherry picking, or even, Manny Pacquiao. All these fighters are trying to get the edge. When you see a big name fighter picking an opponent, there's always something. A guy that's being forced to move up or down or whatever. So that's, not as surprising. As far as the fight, the reason why I think Canelo picks Amir Khan is he needed a big name to justify a pay-per-view. Amir Khan, whether people like him or not, is a big name. He's a talented fighter, and they're going to do well with the pay-per-view. Now, with that said, do I think that the Triple G Canelo fight is dead in the water? No, I don't. I think what could kill the Canelo Triple G fight is the 155-pound weight. But let's remember, even though I'm a big fan of Triple G has boasted many times, although they haven't said it lately, that he could fight anybody between 154 and 175. They felt comfortable at any weight from 154 through 175. Now, when we do see Triple G in the ring, he does not seem that big. He seems like a smaller middleweight compared to some of the other guys. So As far as him fighting Canelo, I do believe that Triple G will not be able to dry out as much as Canelo, but I don't think that that's going to help Canelo at all when he fights Triple G. But first things first, Canelo against Amir Khan on May 7th. I like the fight. I'll tell you why. Canelo Alvarez, as a puncher, as a guy that can stand in the pocket, he's pretty good. He's got decent hand speed. He's demonstrated that he's got a solid chin, and he's pretty accurate with his punches. What he also has demonstrated is that he's not that good punching on the fly, on the move, during where he's got to move his feet and punch a moving target, a la Floyd Mayweather, made him look silly because of that. I call it a fault. It's definitely a chink in his armor. Now, with that said, I also believe that Saul Canelo Alvarez has gotten better with each fight. I think he's learned from his experiences in the ring, including his loss to Floyd Mayweather. So with that said, you would hope that you would see him be able to control a moving target a little better. Now, when we mention Amir Khan can move. He's got extremely fast hands, arguably the fastest hands in boxing today, at least from 140 pounds and up. You would think. I don't know any faster fighter. I think he's faster than Pacquiao. Pacquiao really is the fastest hand speed. For that kind of weight class. I think the fight poses a test. Is it preparing him for Triple G? No, I agree with Mike there. You're not, but who's going to prepare him for Triple G? Listen, when Triple G fights Canelo's not going to be seeking and destroying Triple G. All right? He's definitely going to be on a seek and destroy mission with Amir Khan because everybody thinks Amir Khan's got a suspect chin. So Saul Canelo Alvarez is going to try and get Canelo to stand in a pocket with him and land a power shot to put him to sleep. That's what Canelo Alvarez, I'm sure, is thinking. Is it helping him prepare for Triple G? No. I think he is going to try to avoid Triple G. Maybe they don't fight in the fall. I don't know. It's going to boil down to the WBC. The WBC has been claiming that they're going to make sure that the fight happens for the good of the sport. They've been pretty hush-hush on this whole 155-pound BS, which makes me sick. I think that, especially when you're fighting for a world title, if you're in a weight class for a world title, you should be able to fight up to that weight class. Now, if you want to come in lighter, that's your prerogative. You could do it. But as far as the fight itself, I like the fight. I think it's going to do well in the pay-per-views. Amir Khan is a talented fighter. I'm surprised he's taken this fight. He's got other fights. He's got the Kell Brook fight. They were talking about the possibility of him fighting Kell Brook or even Danny Garcia. As a matter of fact, Danny Garcia took to the airwaves today and was criticizing Amir Khan for taking this fight and not fighting him. Listen, it boils down to the money. When you hear fighters say, "Oh, well, he's scared. He won't fight me. That's BS. They couldn't agree on the dollars. Amir Khan is probably making more money to fight Canelo Alvarez. Does he have a legitimate shot? Yeah, he does, because he's a better boxer than Canelo. And I'm not convinced that Canelo hasn't improved to the point where he can punch on the move. That's his biggest deficiency as a fighter. I've been saying it for several years now. He did get a little better, but it's apparent that he's not able to throw punches effectively while he's moving. He has to plant his feet. It's almost like he's thinking before he lets his hands go. So if you're a type of fighter that stands in front of you, and to be honest with you, you would think that because he fights like that, Triple G would be an opponent that he would like to fight. I think he's just a little mental. I think he's mentally afraid of Triple G, or they just are waiting. I don't know. But as far as Amir Khan against Canelo Alvarez, I like the fight. It's signed, sealed, and delivered. May 7th. We got some quotes. Thanks for the email, Mike. Canelo says, as the middleweight champion of the world, which is a oxymoron anyway, since he makes people only fight at 155. I will take on the best fighters in the sport, and on Cinco de Mayo weekend, I look forward to making the first defense of my title. Amir was a decorated amateur, a two-time world champion, and he's in the prime of his career. Fans are in for a great fight on May 7th. Amir Khan says, I know Canelo fights the best and wouldn't pass up an opportunity to face me like others have. My goal is to always fight the biggest names and the best fighters. That's why I'm excited for this fight. Also, I would like to thank my team and Golden Boy for this opportunity. I know I have the speed and the ability to beat him, and I'll give my fans what they deserve on May 7th. Initially, FYI, Amir Khan is moving up almost 10 pounds, 8 pounds exactly, to fight this fight. So we'll see what happens there. Hey,